What's up, H-Town and all around? OSG, the dynamic Foxtrot Dash Dispatch is in Shell Energy Stadium. The girls are practicing right now, warming up for the Space City Shootout. Orlando's in town. 4 games, 4 finals, must wins pretty much. How you feeling about today?
Nervous.
Nervous, yeah.
It's a must win. We're at home again at PlayStack because we have not been very good. And more than anything, what matters right now is win. Win no matter what. And Orlando, despite their slide, they still got a win under their belt right now. And they're still going to be a formidable opponent as always.
Right. They were on a 9-game slide. Last weekend, they did win their game at Angel City 2-1. They're without Banda, out for all season. They're without Marta. But they brought in a new girl, Ovale, from Mexico, and already scored in the opener. So she's going to be dangerous up top against for Orlando. But for me, I feel that's all that Orlando is going to be dangerous today. 2 subs for Houston to start the game, Alozia for Chapman, and then Bright is going to start for Laracy. Any difference right there that you want to talk about?
Well, Bright starting obviously opens up new opportunities for her. I look forward to see her play like full 90 hopefully. And of course, Alozia being on the wing, able to assist, track back, and those opportunities is going to be helpful. It's just a matter of trying to keep up with Orlando because I feel like it's going to be another game of speed. It's going to be another game where they're going to bring all those dangerous opportunities, try to see what happens on each wing, and hopefully Houston has it covered.
Hopefully. So he's starting Alozia over Chapman. I think he's going to push the attack and he's going to try to control the tempo of the game, which is something that we do well when we are pushing the tempo. So if we can control the game and keep up the mistakes to a minimum, I think we can come out and win this game. I think we both predicted a win for this weekend, and we definitely need the win. The weather's cool. It's comfortable.
There was a big cloud over there.
Yeah.
I was scared. I'm tired of weather delays, man.
Right.
But the weather looks good though.
It was raining when I did
We can see the moon over there too. Like that's Space City right there.
Yeah, there you go, Space City. First one to the moon wins tonight.
Yeah.
All right, so we got the girls are ready to go. Andreas, I think we both predicted a win on the last episode. Are you still feeling the same?
Yes.
Same here. I said 2-0, 2-1. I can't remember. I think it's 2-0 is what I said. I think I don't even getting confused with the games that we're predicting now this week. So,
yeah.
All right, guys. It's warm-ups. We're 11 minutes before they go back in, and then it's time to get back, and then it's time to get onto the game. So, thank you to the fans that let us use their section real quick. H is up to them. And we'll see y'all soon at halftime. Enjoy the highlights.
Yeah.
H's.
Foremost, they need to be solid defensively. That change comes with Alozia coming in, but that also means that Nielsen and Berkely have to be on the same page in order to deal with the vertical threat of to deny the space between the lines for Ryan and Sheehan of Houston. But mostly it's about finding their wide players of Pickett and Ovalle as quickly as possible.
Liftoff. Let's do it here in Houston. The only game on this Friday night is the Houston Dash taking on the Orlando Pride.
Yeah, good defense.
Allie Watt sprinting into the attack. Allie Watt perturbed, but still got a shot away, and Smith will claim this.
Well, initially it was really good defense from Houston just to try to lock them into one side.
Now playing with the Tampa Bay Sun. Yasmin Ryan gallops ahead, slips it through. Alozia crossing. Colaprico, the backstop.
And that's where Houston has become much more consistent, building out, and it's the positioning of Yasmin Ryan that allows them to break out, bypass that line of pressure from Orlando, and a great little combination play to allow for Alozia to be able to get into a more advanced position.
Berkely offering for Bright. Header out to Van Zanten. Van Zanten! Touched wide by Morehouse.
To her. They're late to the challenge. Who's able to get her head up. Doesn't even fully commit to it. Another good positioning right here.
Slipped ahead, Yasmin Ryan. Ryan chopping, firing. Messiah Bright!
Well, it's just unfortunate. Bright can't connect cleanly with it, but it's a wonderful build-up.
Colaprico. Sheehan, come on. Sheehan sliding through.
Yeah, it looked like she was trying to...
Focus up, Lori. Focus up. That's the life of a showgirl. Lemos plays inside, and this ricochets back to Morehouse, who plays it right up the vein and sent long. Nielsen kept Watt onside. Allie Watt has a step on Berkely. Allie Watt sending this in toward Abby Smith.
Loves to drift out wide. You can see her body positioning much more comfortable. Allows her to get faced up and get the better of Berkely. Just the last second going to ground and really throwing Watt off. She's trying to figure out what ball to play across.
Very impactful first half for Ryan. Van Zanten. Ofaye outside. Oyane. Oyane, that is looping up and out, and we are headed to halftime.
And with your 3-game road trip that
All right, Dashers, halftime, 0-0. First one to the moon. Well, the moon's taking off on us now. First one to the moon wins tonight, but 0-0 first half. Give me your thoughts on the first half so far.
It was a weird first half, honestly.
Yeah.
I thought Houston had control for like the first 15 minutes, and then after that, it was kind of just like a really mix and match of possession. Houston had a couple opportunities. I feel like it wasn't clear enough, even though we were able to test the keeper a couple times, but then Orlando got a couple more. And it was solid.
Messiah's had plenty of opportunities where she's been led the ball forward, but her touch, as you even mentioned, has been too heavy, and she's taken herself out of those situations. One time she was offside, the keeper stopped it anyways, but those opportunities are looking good. We're not used to that in the first half, so it opens up second half especially. Because Orlando's not doing too well. You mentioned it. Well, we got 3 shots. We only remember 2 of them. So they might have got an extra shot. They've given us 6 freaking corners.
Yeah.
They've had.
That's going to be a Dutch record or something like that.
It has to be. And the 4 offsides in the first half against Orlando in our favor, that's got to be a record too. So as y'all see on the big board right there for the Kansas City game, the last game of the season, y'all get y'all's tickets because that's going to be a badass scarf to own right there. But as I said, Bright having the good opportunities, but we also know Fabrice likes to make substitutions at halftime, and it's probably going to be Bright for Larissy. Let's see if he holds on to Bright a little bit longer and brings in Clarissa later. We've been watching Alozia. She's been pushing up a little bit too much into the attack and leaving her wing wide open. Luckily, it hasn't cost us yet, but I don't know if that's anything that caught your attention.
It caught my attention 100%. I was extremely worried about the right side late into the first half because there's been a couple of instances where Alozia was so far up front that Orlando was taking advantage of that and getting in as much as possible. And they got a few opportunities there. I was kind of scared. Either she has to drop back, they have to make adjustments, or I feel like she's going to be one of the first players out of the second half.
And good thing, Ovali for Orlando hasn't been able to do anything. She's working her way down the wing on Patterson's side, but hasn't been able to be free. She's put 1 cross off, and luckily we were able to clear it off. So nothing too dangerous. Dash looking decent here in the first half. Any changes you expect right off the bat, or what are you expecting to be changed here to start the second half? Not even just at the 45, but maybe the 60, the first substitution.
The first sub, I feel like they're going to stick with this lineup to start the second half. I feel like later on, if we're able to get a goal in, that's pretty cool. I feel like defensively we're not going to make a lot of adjustments. We're putting Clarissa later on. I feel like she's going to be the first sub. If not, we're going to see Lisa Bowden, man. We're going to see Lisa Bowden. We were talking about it in the press box. We have to see her play.
We need to see her play. I think tonight's a good night to see her play, especially if you're comfortable with Alozia over there. It's going to be attack for attack, so you don't have to change much. And then maybe, Chappie can come in later and defense it out as we're winning the game and we need to hold on tight. So as Taylor Swift is in on the background, and y'all listen to her new album, she's pretty provocative there. But I'm looking forward to the second half, man. The stadium actually looks pretty good for the Dash right now. And I'm going to be interested to see what those numbers are after the game. But it's a good turnout. There's people on the bottom. There's actually people up there above us, too, above the press box. So that's good. That's good. So hopefully for the last game of the season, if we can do well, might open up the upper bowl for the last game of the season.
Hopefully.
All right, Andreas. It's almost time to get back out and get back to the press box and watch the second half. What's going to happen here, man?
gotta win tonight, man.
Gotta win.
By that, we have to score a goal in the second half, or even more goals, honestly. Score all the goals.
Let's just go with my 2-0 prediction, and let's get those 2 goals out of the way real quick and real early, and then we can just maybe stress out the rest of the game. But here's the only game on tonight, like we said, on Prime. So by the time some of y'all get to watch this, some other games will happen, and we'll get to know what's going on in the standings. But right now, it's our opportunity to game 3 on Orlando and only be 3 behind them with 3 games going. But we're only at halftime right now, 0-0. So I think it's time to get back and get ready, because they still got 6 minutes, but that gives us time to relax and finish our cookies. Dynamic Foxtrot OSG. This is halftime, 0-0. We'll see you back after the game, hopefully in a good mood or a bad mood. Are we going to be Taylor Swift, or are we going to be K-pop demon hunters ready to kill some souls?
I want to be K-pop demon hunters, man.
Let's kill some Orlando right there. But all right, guys, we'll see y'all after the game, after the press conference. H is up.
With just 3 games to go, they'll feel like their destiny is entirely within their control for the first time this year. Messiah Bright puts it in play. Here we go tonight in Houston. It is Ryan. Tried to glance that by. Pickett. Here's Haley McCutcheon. Service slice back. Pickett got held. Not too much more with it. As you saw, named to the team of the month in September, Carson Pickett. Running the inside of the channel, McCutcheon. Ball drops, Pickett deflected. Still alive, tight angle, Smith again. The Pride continue, dealing from the end line. Smith knocks it away, looping header, caught by Smith. All that madness.
Well, if you leave this Orlando Pride team hanging around, this is what they'll do. They'll commit numbers forward, but just watch Paige Nielsen right in the middle of your screen. Excellent defending, hands behind her back, just takes the shot off of her chest, and then Abby Smith with a follow-up, initially with the save, and then comes up to smother it before the offside call is eventually called, and the flag for the assistant referee on that far side puts it up. But it's the littlest details. Orlando Pride's going to continue to hunt, look for their moment.
Felt like about 6 of them on that last possession. Yasmin Ryan, tidy work, but ultimately usurped.
That's been a little bit of adjustment that we've seen for Orlando in this second half. Is making sure that they get tighter pressure on Yasmin Ryan, especially when she drifts in, because she does such a good job of finding those moments. She'll stay out of the play initially, and then she just picks up really dangerous spaces to be able to get faced up and run at the back line.
Allie Watt stridently into the final third. Watt going 1v1, created the space.
Initially, to give your attackers the opportunity to get on the end of it.
It's a lot of space at the top of the 18 for Van Zanten. They'll hit this straight in, and it's a goal! Malia Berkely! Sneaking through the Pride defense! And the Houston Dash pull ahead! And pull square at the playoff line for the moment. 1-0 Houston.
And really against the run of play. Because it's been all Orlando Pride coming out after the half, attacking, getting numbers forward, but we just said it's about taking your chances when you get them. They opt to go low. It's Berkely that keeps it alive, and just the awareness to stay on it, knowing exactly where the goal is, just turns her hips, gets herself in a great position to hit it first time. And nothing that Morehouse can do, it's through traffic. Make sure that they alleviate pressure, don't take any chances trying to build out.
McCutcheon tumbling with Alozia. JC Griggs allows play to continue. Here's Berkely, the goal scorer. Alozia now. There's an option sprinting through the middle of play. Instead, outside to Yasmin Ryan. Ryan whipping the cross all the way to the backside. Van Zanten!
Has to keep it on frame with the amount of time that she has.
Lemos, one hit too many on Yasmin Ryan. Norman, Oklahoma native. Charges the edge of the area. What a cutback. Ryan crossing. Berkely.
Yeah.
Berkely just caused you that momentary breath.
Brings to this team. Never loses her focus. Sees that McCutcheon's the one.
Ball chipped across. McCutcheon goes for it. Chance here for Orlando. Hammered at frame. Held by Smith.
Well, case in point, I was just making this on this big ball from Sam's. You see, bottom of your screen, it's right there, Colaprico making sure that she stays and allows.
It was Portland on Friday night here on Prime. Suddenly that is going to have a ton hanging in the balance. That's a genuine 6-pointer. They'll go to Washington, finish with Seattle. In the middle of all that, they'll play a win or go home group stage finale in the Champions Cup at home against Pachuca from Mexico. There is no free square left for Orlando. Chapman hanging in. The service brought down, dropped off. Header! In! What a moment for Simone Charlie! Her first goal in 3 years!
About how the Houston Dash has to continue to have the belief, fight for goals. Well, the Orlando Pride are doing just that, overloading the box, doing whatever they can to keep it alive. McCutcheon just lofts this in, hoping that somebody's going to get on the end of it, but then Simone Charlie gets on the wrong side of Berkely, cuts in front at the last second just to get her head on it, lofts it over. What a perfect header this is to catch Abby Smith off her line. Can't get up and enough on it to try to parry it over the top. And such a crucial goal to at least try to get a point back in this game for the Orlando.
The service across. There's contact on the keeper. Morehouse went down, and that is how it ends. Wild game tonight, deep in the heart of Texas.
All right, Dashers. You can tell from the tone, we're here into the game, 1-1 draw. So obviously the second half didn't turn out into our favor, and we ended up giving up a goal, 12 minutes, or yeah, something like that, 12 minutes left in the game. Unfortunate situation. Andreas, how are you feeling?
Disappointed, honestly, because this was a game that Houston had everything to go out, even without a second goal, to win it, because what matters more than anything right now is 3 points. And I felt it tonight, like especially in the first half, the team was doing pretty good in a lot of opportunities. They did not get that first goal until the second half started a few minutes later, and I like that goal, man. But they did a lot. They pushed enough, but unfortunately Orlando wasn't able to find that opportunity inside the box to hit the ball in with 5 minutes left in the game. I was more so disappointed.
Yeah, and you said it right. Malia Berkely, our number 10.
Our number 10,
is the one who finds the goal. We asked her to take us through her moment during the press conference, and she's like, "We're I'm pushing forward. I had to, make that number 10 proud. I'm wearing it." And she said she knew she had to keep it low instead of just trying to take a rip, and she kept it low, and somehow it found its way through. I mean, from our angle where we're watching in the press box, it was a direct line of sight, and I don't know how it made it through. It snuck through, so great goal. Just too bad we couldn't finish. But as far as the execution for the game, real quick, I'm gonna say that we executed everything pretty well, not perfectly obviously, but pretty well. The only lacking part is obviously we're lacking on our finishing.
Yes.
And forcing those keepers to make those saves and get rebounds and all that. So I think that's one thing that we need to work on this week is really finishing. But how do you see, because like I said, I don't think we made the mistakes to lose the game, just Orlando got that goal, but we couldn't score.
The one thing that stood out for me when Fabrice was in the press conference was that that the team created a lot of opportunities, and he was right. The team did create more opportunities and so, but especially in the second half, it kind of felt like Houston was lacking that finishing touch and also more presence up top, because the one thing that we were looking at when the team was building up from the top, from the back all the way to the top, and you were complaining about it too. It was like as soon as we get forward, in most instances, we were looking at the first person behind us instead of going forward. And obviously, not having somebody else available to help you out is difficult to break through that back line. But at the same time, like, you're in this position where you have to secure the game, get a second goal, put the game out of reach against Orlando. And I feel like in some opportunities, like Houston, I fell short there. And
well, first half we gave Bright plenty of chances to do it.
Yes.
You know, and she just took a couple bad touches and didn't put herself in a good situation. But then second half, we didn't do the same for Clarissa. And we even pointed out a couple of opportunities. One, Ryan Gary's had the ball way right out here on the right. It was just her and Clarissa. Clarissa's making a sprint and run, but Ryan doesn't have her head up and doesn't see. She holds the ball, she pulls it back and goes backwards with it. So that's just times like that where you got to understand, give her the same opportunities, but I think that's where the game plan kind of changed a little bit from the first half to second half. They wanted to hold more, possess more, and then they put the defensive subs in, and then, of course, Orlando finds their goal. So that 1-0 goal, we always hate playing that because you're defending, and you're protecting, but you're not scoring at the same time. So,
Yep.
All right, Andreas, final words.
man, how many offsides did Orlando get today?
6.
Like a million offsides?
Yeah,
like,
yes.
It feels like a Houston Dash record. Like, I don't know if it was like we were defensively like trying to set up the offside trap every single time, but I mean that's insane. But other than that, I felt like Houston came out short. A lot of people were disappointed tonight.
Yeah.
This had to be a win. Now, unfortunately, we have to watch some scoreboards again this weekend, and we'll talk about it in Dash Dispatch.
Yeah, so for y'all, when you're checking this out, Racing versus Louisville tomorrow at 6:30 is a game that we need to keep an eye on, and I think we just need that game to be a draw. That needs to be a draw where both teams get a point. Neither one needs to get 3 points and just put themselves further ahead of us. So
Takes points off the table for sure.
yeah, so we'll be watching that one 1-1. We were the only game tonight, so the rest of the NWSL this weekend. Just disappointing, unfortunate. It takes a lot out of the system, but we did get the 1 point. 3 games to go. 2 of them are on the road going to LA against Angel City, and you know we got our buddies out there. They'll be ready for us. I'm sure they'll send us a message letting us know how they feel about it. But Paige is going to be happy to get out there, so we'll just live off of her energy, and the team can build around her, our new captain, while Jane is out. See what happens, man. But got to get on the road, got to get a victory, and then come back home and somehow get KC. But one game at a time. First off, I think Fabrice is going to have a busy week. He's got to do some scouting. He's got to try to find a way to beat Angel City, and he's got to find a way to get these girls to just score, man. Just take the opportunities. Yeah, it's like Messiah. I think we talked about it. Messiah took a couple extra touches when we were, shoot, rip. Yeah, just trying to beat that last defender. Yeah. But, same time you take a shot, it could turn into another corner, which was a record. Here's another stat we just heard as we walked out of the press conference. We'll quote them on it, but we'll fact check it. But 13 different Dash players have scored goals this season, and that may be the highest in Dash history. We'll have to check that by the Dash Dispatch, but we were just told that a while ago, man. So surprising to you, right?
It is extremely surprising, but at the same time, if you sit down and look at things, how historically the Dash have been and the goal scorers that we had in the past, it kind of feels about right, because we've only had so few goal scorers in this team. But more than anything, I feel like credit goes to the team for providing as much as possible, and the team has been showing out. The players have been showing out. You can even see from the players' expression, that the coaching staff as well, that this team is different from years past, and they're working as a unit.
All right, trivia question I want y'all to answer. I'm going to answer it without cheating. Andreas, I want you to answer this without cheating. Not right now, obviously, but think about it, and then I'm going to ask you this question on the Dash Dispatch. You can check your answers later, but I want your original answers. The 13 players that scored the goals. Can you name all 13 of them?
No,
and I'm thinking about it right now while he was talking, and I don't know if I can name all 13 players that have scored those goals. So that's something I want to hear from y'all. Don't cheat. Post it if it was your original answer, and let us know on Twitter or YouTube or anything like that. We'll tell you on the Dash Dispatch. But guys, all right, it's time to let y'all go to the press conference and hear Fabrice, Paige, and Berkely all hear what they have to say from the press conference, and we'll see y'all next time. The Dash Dispatch will be out on Monday morning, probably, maybe Sunday night, depending on when we decide to do it really this week. But looking forward to it. You know where to see us. You know where to follow us. We'll be on Foxtrot TV. Andreas, final words to the people here.
Hey man, buy your tickets to the last regular season home game for the Dash. It's coming up very soon. Get your tickets, get your scarves that are gonna give away the door.
Yeah.
And man, support the girls. They need that type of support, especially against Kansas City Current. That game's gonna be wild, man. They're not gonna hold back either team, and it's gonna be insane.
And a good crowd tonight. Don't have the exact number, but the bottom bowl looked pretty full
it looked
tonight.
pretty good for an NWSL game, honestly. Yeah.
And the crowd was pretty good, and it was a good game to be at. So yeah, last game of the season against Kansas City Current. Y'all come. Scarves usually cost $40 when you get them in the shop. Now they're going to be however much you pay for your ticket to come to the game, and that scarf is worth coming to. So find you a supporter ticket, find you the cheap ticket, come to the game, enjoy the Dash game, get you a scarf, and then throw those ages up, because this is a scarf worth doing. We're at Space City tonight. Neither team made it to the moon. One worked their way up, and now the moon's worked its ways around. So maybe 3-1 Atlas stole it, but I guess, guys, that's enough for now. Andreas, cheers, brother. I'm going to go to timeout and have some beers. H is up.
It feels like a loss, to be honest. We know that every game's important from here on out, and I think that's growth for this team. When you get a point against a very good team, I think being this disappointed is a lot of growth for this team. We have so much promise, potential. It's definitely not over yet. We still can control our own destiny, and we played really good soccer. Now it's just about connecting in the final third and really winning our duels around the box. Still super proud of this group. We fought to the end, from the starters, from the bench players. There's so, I'm so happy to be on this team.
Paige, like you said, that game felt like a game that was winnable, and a game that was definitely key for the next few games coming up and towards the end of the season. What do you feel like was the main difference between the first half and the second half defensively?
Of the game?
Yes.
Defensively, I thought we were pretty solid throughout the 90 minutes. I think obviously second half the game kind of got stretched. That's from both sides, though. We were playing longer, and so it was hard sometimes to fully seal the back, so they would just play long again. Definitely sat more into a 4-4-2 and couldn't get a lot of pressure on the ball, which is fine. We're okay with that if we can still stop crosses and be defensively sound. But we were a little more on the front foot in the first half, and again, I still think we were pretty sound defensively.
And what will you tell your team for the next game coming up, of course, getting towards the playoffs and hoping to vie for a spot?
Yeah, like Fabrice said, every game is a final. And it's a chance to really prove who we are this season, who we've become, where we started to where we finish, and we're really starting to grow something here. So we got to fight every single minute of every single game, and I know we will. It's just about getting results now.
Thank you.
Hey, Paige, you're right. It does kind of feel like a loss, but still have 3 games left. Every game is a final from here out. But the defense has felt like it's had an evolution, especially with you taking over the captainship while Jane is missing. Can you talk about your role as a leader and how important it's been to you, and then with the team building around you?
Yeah, I think this team is not just like one leader. I think we all we've grown to lead ourselves and to lead the group. If I don't talk in a huddle, someone steps up. We elect someone else differently every single time, which is really cool about this team. I think because I've been the more stable one in the back line and a lot of experience, I think people just naturally understand that. And I've grown a lot in that role too. I used to just lead by example, go into a hard tackle, cheer people on, like really say go, go, go. And now I have to my evolution is now like directing people, really being like on point every single minute of the game, and it's not just leading by example anymore. And I still have a lot to do to grow in that. So
Everybody loves your energy, and the fans just love you 100%. Now you throw in Malia Berkely added to it. Talk about your relationship with her, and as y'all both are now growing together on that back line, and it shows out there on the field.
yeah, she's a great person. I just met her maybe 2 weeks ago. Never met her in my life, which I've met a lot of people in this league. She's a really sweet girl. She is going to help us so much in possession. She's really technical, and she's really defensively sound. And that's going to take a while to grow on the field because we've talked about it, she's played a very different style in like so many ways, but she's so good at reading what I do, and I feel like we can grow really fast together, I'm really pumped. She's super calm. So to have two like really calm center backs back there, it's fun. It's really fun.
It's definitely showing out there. Now we go to Angel City. Obviously, you're very, very familiar with it. So personally, how do you feel about this game? And then second, how's the team going to approach that game?
I love playing there. I mean, they have a packed stadium. Kudos to them for having a huge community behind them, but it's more fun when you win there, coming from away. So they also are going through like a lot of changes, a lot of growth, but I think they come in every game with the same mentality where they have to win every single point, every single game to have a chance at the playoffs. And obviously, like, they have to grow because they have so many young players, and I think they're going to approach it like they have nothing to lose too. So we have to match that energy, but also have a lot more quality in the box, both defensively and offensively. Yeah.
I think y'all mentioned before y'all feel better on the road just because the girls are more together, and then the camaraderie comes together. So hopefully that'll transition onto the field and y'all get the win. So good luck this coming weekend, and y'all finish off strong with the H's up.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach, after last week's loss in Washington, what was the mindset coming into this week, and how did you guys kind of reset from that performance?
Yeah, look, if you actually look at that game, the first 15, 20 minutes up to the goal, I thought it was quite good. We were in their half a lot. And, yeah, I think it was just moments in the game. We had to address a couple gaps that were a bit of an issue, especially in the box. So, but, yeah, I think for us it's a team that's grown in its resiliency, so it wasn't something that we allowed to linger. And I think if you look at the first half, especially how we came out on the front foot, you could see that there was a real positive response.
Hey, Fabrice, talking to Paige earlier, we kind of mentioned that it felt like a loss. It's definitely tough when you mentioned that we're playing finals all the way down to the end. Game plan felt like it went well. Everything happened accordingly. Was it just one of those moments where Orlando just found their grit, or did you see some mistakes that were going on throughout the game that kind of let Orlando back into the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you just look at that moment, I thought we didn't really get good pressure on the ball from the first service, and then I don't think we got good pressure on the ball inside the box, which allowed for the cross. And so I think it's a culmination of just got to get tighter, got to get better pressure on the ball. But outside of that goal, I feel like we were sitting here even against Seattle, right? Like we're absolutely dominated and then, still leaving with the tie. So yeah, it is what it is. We've got to find a way to bounce back, and I mean, there's still 3 games left, and there's still a lot of football left. So yeah, just
gotta find a way to finish. Is there something that we can do this week to work on? It really seems like the XG is low. I don't know if you pay attention to the stats like that, like some other coaches do, but getting there, but just not finishing, like you said. Is there something else that we can touch on during this practice this week, going on the road, to try to create more opportunities there?
Yeah, if you look at the Spirit game, we actually had quite a number of box entries, and our decision-making inside the box was not good. And so we showed a little bit like, hey, what are the movements that we need to make, but also what are the decisions we need to make? And I think tonight is a similar theme. I do feel creating and scoring goals is one of the hardest things in football. So, but yeah, no, we have to improve in that. So that'll be something of focus for sure.
And then a real solid defensive performance. So two-parter, Paige being your captain now, taking control of that defense, and then installing Malia Berkely next to her, and how Paige is leading Malia into becoming a dual threat right there.
Yeah, look, I think their partnership's getting better and better. I wish we had more time for them to keep gelling, right? But we don't, and it is what it is. But yeah, no, I think they're making strides in their partnership and overall as a back line.
Tough place to play in Los Angeles, but an opportunity one. Paige is excited to go back there. Maybe we can play behind her energy. How are we going to go into this game this week? I know you still have time to look at the scouting plan and see what they're going to do this week, but what's your initial idea going into this game this weekend, next weekend?
Yeah, we actually do quite well on West Coast trips. If you look at last year, you look at this year, we've had some very favorable results there. So I think we have that going for us. I think also it's a team that has been hurting a little bit, and I think if we can kind of be on the front foot and, you know, especially score early, I think it could be a real positive thing for us. So yeah, I think there it's a team that's good, but also very beatable. So
good luck, Coach. Safe trip.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it was definitely a tough match. I think we fought really hard, and unfortunate that we gave up the 3 points, but we are coming away with 1 point, which still allows us to have an opportunity for a playoff berth. So I think we just have to look ahead to the next match now.
Thank you for that. We'll turn it over to any questions in the room. We'll start here with Eric.
Malia. All right, so after the game, tell us what Fabrice had to say to y'all, to the team, after this disappointing game, sort of.
Basically, kind of what I said, we have to move forward. It's unfortunate. We definitely needed the 3 points, and the way that we were playing, we had plenty of opportunities to put away. So just focusing on, you know, fixing those pieces in training, really working on finishing in the final third, and then tightening up in our own defensive third, and focusing on this next match.
You previously talked before about getting to know the girls, and you've just been here for a couple of days last time we talked. Now you've been here for a couple of weeks. Talk about Paige, your captain on the field, how much she's helped you grown into this team, and as y'all together holding that defense down back there.
Yeah, she's been a huge help. We talk about every kind of scenario that comes up in training and games. We're talking back and forth, coming up with the best way to handle things, how each other is used to handling things, and how we can communicate with the whole team so that we're on the same page. So yeah, she's been really helpful in making this a smooth transition.
Okay, number 10, take us through your goal.
Well, I had to make sure that the 10 wasn't a waste, you know. We've been working really hard on being dogs, and I think that that's something that they've been talking about all season. So coming in, just being really aggressive in our set pieces and making sure that anything that's a second chance, we're getting onto it. And for me, I know that it's hard to see through traffic, so if I kept the ball on the ground, a keeper's not really going to be able to see it until it's either right at her or past her. So if I could keep it low and just get it through players, that hopefully it would get in, and it did.
It made it through. Congrats. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
And so after this result, kind of what's the attitude in the locker room headed into these final 3 games, knowing you guys need as many points as you can get?
I think Fabrice said it before, every match is a final. Like, we need these points. As disappointing as it is today, we can't hold on to that going into the next match. We need to treat this next match as the end-all be-all and fight every single game to get as many points as we can get to put us in the best situation for playoffs.